Ever find yourself yelling at your child, getting upset with them or your spouse, and the moment it leaves your mouth, you're thinking, is this even about them? Or is this more something that's going on with me? Hopefully, you're asking what's going on with me and not just always blaming others. But you are perceiving them as a threat. And when you do that, it kicks up a lot of feelings within you: panic, shame, powerlessness, rage. Now, all this is lying under the surface, under many layers we're not fully aware of, but it's there. And it is coming out in our parenting and our marriage, right? And how we respond to those feelings shows that we often have unhealed childhood, pain. We've experienced things in childhood that we've never really processed and worked through, and they get activated, especially when it comes to being in a marriage and parenting. Let's say your spouse or your child says no, and right away you feel disrespected, maybe out of control. Even you get afraid because they said no. But again, it's not about them and them not doing what you're asking them to do. This is about an inner part of you, right? An inner child that is still carrying something from the past. So how this all shows up in parenting, you overreact to small things. You get triggered by your spouse's tone of voice or your child's defiance. You feel rejected when your kid or your spouse pulls away from you. You collapse into guilt or shame after you discipline your child or you set a boundary with your spouse. You parent from a place of fear and not from clarity. All of this is an emotional flashback in situations. That's why we can't think our way into overcoming childhood neglect or abandonment or trauma. It's not a thinking game. It is a feeling game. We have to go within and start naming what's going on with us. So in those moments with our spouse, with our child, you want to name what's happening. Or I'm having an emotional flashback right now. I am not in any danger. They are not threatening me. Practice on your breath in those moments. Slow down. Breathe. Right? Hopefully you're working with somebody such as myself and you have some grounding techniques that you can try to apply in these situations. Ask yourself, check in and hear. How old am I acting right now? Could be an 8-year-old part of you that you've never really tapped into or explored that is hurt, that is speaking in those moments when you are yelling at your child or getting upset with your husband or wife. And then work on soothing that part of you, getting curious, being compassionate to that part of you, instead of going to the inner critic and bashing ourselves, being like, why am I acting like this? What's wrong with them? It's more about, what would that younger version of me need right now? And then, if needed, in a certain amount of time, you can always go back, you can check in, or you can check in with your spouse, check in with your child, right? If there's an apology that needs to happen, some kind of repair work, these are all steps that, need to be taken in these instances. So this work isn't about being a perfect parent. It's not about being a perfect spouse. It's just about leveling up your consciousness, your awareness. The more you can learn to slow down and pause and parent and be a spouse from the present, the more peace you'll find at home.